Up in here in the Atlanta area. It's getting cooler. I wrote down a list this morning of some things I wanted to get done since I was off today. And the list started out as 3, and now it's probably about 10. But one of the things that I do have to do, because later on this week, last week we were in the 60s, kind of lower 70s. I pulled out a lot of my citrus plants. And so now we are about to drop back down to 19 by Thursday. So one of the things on my list is to pull those citrus plants back into the workshop because we're getting down to 19 degrees. And so a couple other of frost sensitive plants that I had pulled out to get some sun, to get some rain, I'm going to have to pull those back in. But I did want to share with you today, one of the things on my list was to actually go ahead and what you would consider sprout or plant my turmeric. And I have 3 different types that I'm going to do, and I just kind of want to walk you through the way I grow my turmeric. After this video renders, I'll link some of the videos where we've done in the past to how we grow the turmeric. We always grow our turmeric in containers, just because the turmeric is kind of like a subtropical tropical plant. We're in now Georgia zone 8A, and so we have a lot of clay soil, first of all, and I just have a better outcome when I plant them in containers because they are frost sensitive. And so I have 3 different types. I want to share with you the different types we're going to plant. Now I have these containers right here, but I'm going to take them inside, put them under the heating mat, and put them under the grow lights. I'm just doing everything outside right now. Y'all, I'm getting better, and I'm getting better because of you. I have already made my I've already made my labels. Y'all know that I am not the best when it comes to labeling things, labeling varieties, but I'm trying to get better. But I just want to share with you really quick how I originally started planting turmeric and growing it. And I'll share with you something at the end that I make each and every season that I harvest it. So let's go ahead and get started because the wind is blowing and it is a little bit cold out here. So when I first started, like originally planting turmeric, I would go, they had a health food store in the Savannah area and they had organic turmeric. So I would go get the turmeric and just plant it in the pots. Now, here in the Atlanta area, we have a farmer's market, and I just went to the farmer's market and I got this turmeric right here. This is yellow turmeric, and this is some turmeric that I think I got from the farmer's market in bulk. So most of the times I'll go to, they have what's called DeKalb Farmer's Market. They also have a farmer's market on Beaufort Highway if you're in the Atlanta area. I think this is the one from Beaufort Highway. They also have one in the Morrow area. And this is where this is from. So when I get ready to plant my turmeric, and again, if you're just joining us, I put it inside because it is frost sensitive. I'm using this one because this has already sprouted, so I just figure we're gonna go ahead and plant it. Now, in these different pots, I have some compost and potting soil blend. I'm not going to put any nutrients in here yet. I simply want to sprout the turmeric. That's all I want it to do and start growing inside. After all danger of frost has passed, I'm going to harden them off just like I do my other plants, and I am going to plant them in containers. But this one already sprouted. I'm not going to use it because a lot of times I'll use it for my ginger and turmeric shots that I make in the morning, but I'm just going to simply sit it right here. Now, a lot of people, let me tell you how I'm doing mine because there's so many different ways. And what I share with people is think of this like a math problem. You know how it's different ways to solve a math problem, but you still get the same solution. So I always tell people do what works for you because a lot of times people will take like a 9 by 11 kind of shallow pan. You can also do those greenhouses, the little seed starting trays that don't have a hole in there. and you can just lay them on top and like not cover them up. Now I'm going to cover mine up, but I'm not going to put a lot of soil on top. Since this is the farmer's market, oh, let's switch it, y'all. This is the farmer's market one. So I'm just going to put probably like 3. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for these little rhizomes right here. You see how that is? Because that's where you're going to get that's where it's going to sprout from. If you can see over here, we're probably going to get some more sprouting over there, but these little notches right here, but I'm just going to lay it on its side because it's already starting to sprout. I am going to just lay this facing up, and I'm just going to put it right here. So I'm probably going to put 3 in here. I'll get a small one. I have a really small one that has a few nodules on it. And again, I'm going to put this in a bigger container though. I simply want them to sprout and start growing. So we're done with the farmer's market one. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of my potting soil and I am going to just cover it lightly. I'm not going to put a lot on here because I want it to sprout. So I'm just going to do it like this. And when I water it, it's going to kind of settle. The soil's going to settle. And then we're just going to put this inside on the heating mat under grow lights. So this is the farmer's market one. And y'all know I'm always one to test. I like to test what works best for me in my area, what grows best. So last season, I grew turmeric, same one, in containers. So these are my own homegrown turmeric. You see that I let them dry out and still got a few roots on here like this. I'll go ahead and take that off. Let me take my gloves off. Sometimes I just can't work with these gloves, but I need them. I need them. Just in case y'all don't know, I got bit by a spider before and I didn't know what kind it was. I'm like, okay, you don't have to tell me again. So I try to use gloves. But this is from my own stock right here of turmeric, if you all can see. So, I gotta switch it again. No, let's just do this. We're not gonna keep switching. We'll do it like this, okay? So this is my own, and I'm doing this because I want to test. I want to see which one sprouts, which one grows better. So we're gonna be doing some testing this season. But just like the other one from the farmer's market, we are going to I'm just gonna put it in here like this because you see the sun's coming out. You see the little nodes right here. And you can put it in here and I guarantee you that the plants are still going to sprout and grow. Like, I don't want to tell you put it in here this way or put it in, just put it in the soil, because the plants are going to find their way. So I'm just going to press it, make contact with the soil like this, and since this is all mine, and I only have 4, I'm going to put it in here like this. Okay. This is my own, from my own. And then once again, I'm just going to cover it with some potting soil. Now at the end, I'm going to water it in, and then I'm going to let it drain. So we'll do that. Now, this particular turmeric right here. So if you all have been following me on the different social medias, I went to the South Conference. It's a conference for Southern small farms, where we talk about regenerative farming and different practices. And I was just so glad and honored that someone invited me there. And like I shared with Chris, I will be going back. Like, it was some great classes to attend. We networked. It was some beautiful people there, and I really enjoyed myself. And I never knew about the South Conference until someone invited me, but I will be going back. It was in the Atlanta area. It was at the Georgia Congress Center, but it was just absolutely amazing. And it just gave me so much inspiration and so much motivation to be able to just continue to grow and also to continue to teach what I'm learning to you all, because although I've been gardening for over 20 years, y'all, it's always something to learn. It's always new practices out there. It's always something that I like to try. And since I like to research and compare, because I'm one of those ones that if somebody tell me I can't, well, let me figure it out and see why I can't do it. But while I was there, Southern Seed Exposure, hold on, let me make sure I get it right. Yeah, Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, SSE. I order a lot of my seeds from them, as a matter of fact. But they were there at one of the booths, and they had some actual turmeric. Now, this is what I bought from the conference. They had two different types. So on their website, they have more than the two different types that they had there. If you all can see it, I'm just trying to get out of the sun. But they had white turmeric that was there, and I read up on it, and the white turmeric was more like used in cosmetic and beauty products. Now, this is what it said, and it had like a light turmeric and mango flavor. They also had the yellow turmeric, which I think is what I got while I was there, because this is the one that's used in a lot of medicinal recipes, ginger shots, things like that. Now, on their website, they actually had something called red Hawaiian turmeric, which I'm looking at, but I got to make sure that I have enough space for. So while I was there at the conference, I bought two of their turmeric right here. I'm so glad the heat went off. I tell you, this area is not a good place for the AC, but I'm thankful for heat. I don't want to, downplay that. So I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to just put these in this same pot, but I'm just going to make contact with the soil, if you all can see what I'm doing. Because I promise you that when these get ready to sprout, they're going to find their way up. So you don't have to worry about, should I plant it this way? Should I plant it that way? Should I plant it this way? Just put it on the soil. It'll grow. Plants are really, nature is smart. They're really smart. And what I'm saying is, don't spend too much time like, I wonder which way should I plant it. Just put it on the soil and water it and keep it moist, and it will grow. So just like the other ones, I'm going to cover this with just a little bit. And I just got like a handful full of potting mix. And I'm just going to put it on here like this, cover it up. And I'm also going to water it, but I have not turned, I got to go inside for that, because I have not turned my outside system back on, and we're supposed to get back down to 19. And one of our things broke. So we just gonna use some water inside. We not gonna, oh, look at this, y'all. Hold on. Because sometimes I come out here with this jug right here. This is what I've been doing. So I've been going inside. This is just like water from the inside. Sometimes I'll go inside and fill it up, but I didn't realize I had filled it up. And so what I'm going to do right now, y'all, is just simply, just water it in real good. Once it settles, if I need to put more water on here, I will. But remember, what we're doing is we're trying to sprout this turmeric, and this is going outside. It's not staying out here, because turmeric is not it is frost sensitive, and I just want to give it a head start, because sometimes turmeric can take about 9 to 10 months to actually produce. And so if I started inside, this is giving me a head start. I always harvest it right before my first fall frost, now that we're here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. So I harvested the turmeric, my own turmeric that you saw, in November. When I was in the Savannah area, I could really go to December and get a good harvest. But we're going to harvest it, and we're going to just do what we need. Now, if you look right here with my own turmeric, you see how it kind of, I didn't put enough soil. I'm just going to put a little bit. I don't want to put a lot of soil on top, but I do want to cover it. So that's what we're going to do. Hey, Shirley, how are you? Happy Monday. I do hope you're enjoying your day off. I'm trying to get so much done. I got to repot some plants. I got to do a lot today, so we'll just see how far we get. But that's what I'm going to do right here. And I'm not going to put a whole bunch of water on here. We're going to put it up under the grow mats. But what I did want to share with you before I get off is so many things that you can do with turmeric. And I do make the turmeric and ginger shots, which I have to do today for the week. But let me tell you what else I do with my turmeric. Now, this is my own homegrown turmeric and ginger. Yes, we're supposed to get in the teens, Tracy Lynn. I am pre-sprouting these, but I am taking them inside in my seed starting area under the grow lights. And that's what I was saying. Like, Turmeric is frost sensitive, so I always pre-sprout my ginger and my turmeric. I start inside. I probably should have started a little bit earlier, but everything happens at the right time, and I'm going to give myself some grace. So I want y'all to give yourself some grace too. Do what you can and don't worry about the rest. We're going to pre-sprout it, and after all danger of frost has passed and we've hardened them off like we're supposed to, then we're going to put them in containers. But I want to go ahead and get it started inside. And this is the way that I do my turmeric. Even when I was in Savannah, I will always start it inside, pre-sprout it, let it grow. And I have some videos on here that talks about it. So again, once this video has rendered down, I will put some links of ginger and turmeric and the harvest that we have gotten in the past. But what I did want to share with you before I go is with my own homegrown turmeric and ginger every year, I make the turmeric and ginger peels. So what I'll do is I'll slice it real thin. I'll put it on my dehydrator, y'all. I will grind it up in a coffee maker and I will make my own, can you see it? Ginger and turmeric peels to take. Talk to your doctor, especially if you're on medication. I'm not a medical doctor. I have to put that out. But ginger and turmeric is definitely known to assist with inflammation. And so, oftentimes as we get older, and I'm not putting this on me, sometimes, I have been walking up and down the steps to the basement because it's seed starting season for me. And so yesterday and Saturday, I was like, why is my left leg sore? Why is it aching? I do go down to the basement, but when I tell you I've been walking up and down, like if I look at my watch, I've gotten some flights of stairs in because I am, starting seeds in my makeshift seed starting area in the garage. That's where I keep a lot of my seed starting soil. And then once I plant it, I walk down the steps, put it on the grow rack, walk back up the steps, maybe go get another thing, which is what I'm about to do right now. I'm about to start a few more leafy greens, but oftentimes I will take these ginger and turmeric peels that I made from my own harvest. I know what I've put in here, but this is what I want to tell y'all. If you decide to do this yourself, put a little black pepper in here. Now, I don't grow my own black pepper. I do get it from the farmer's market. They have a good, they have the whole peppercorns. And so what I'll do to help with absorption of the turmeric, I will add a little bit of black pepper in there and I'll just make my own turmeric and ginger peel. These are ways to start growing and to start just kind of being self-sufficient. Because for years I had been telling my mom, with her knee, I said, you need to start taking ginger peels and turmeric peels. I really told her turmeric, but this is the thing. I want y'all to hear this and hear this well. So when we went to look for some turmeric peels, we looked at the back of them. Like I actually went to the store with her. We looked at the back of them and I said, you don't need to be getting this right here because it didn't have the black pepper added to it. So gave her some of mine, y'all. Why did she call me? Probably like 3 weeks ago. She said, it might be me in my head, but I feel better. I really feel better since I take them every day. See, she was buying them and taking them, but she was taking the wrong kind. And I'm not going to say it's the wrong kind, but what I will say is studies show, I've read in the books, that the black pepper helps with absorption. So she takes them now and she feels a whole lot better. And that's what it's all about. It's like taking those little small steps to just do something that will help you become more self-sustainable. So I just wanted to tell you all of that. I'm on vacation in Florida this week. I hope the cold weather is gone when I get back. I hope so too, sunshine, because I'm telling you, when I looked, I'm telling y'all, last week it was like 65, 69. I think one day even 71. I'm like, oh yeah. But I did talk to my mom. I was like, I know it's another cold snap coming. I didn't think it was going to get down to 19. It may change. Yesterday we woke up. I don't sleep with my phone in the room, but Chris does. But the tornado warning here. So evidently, y'all, once we got out yesterday and went riding just a little bit, it was a lot of power lines that were down. Like, we actually had to turn around twice to go another way. It was a lot of power lines down here in the Atlanta area. It was a lot of pine trees, that were down as well. So about 3 or 4 o'clock that morning, his phone went off. We heard the warning. And we have a light. Let me take y'all off the tripod. We have a light that goes on at night. It's like the power light that you see, oh, the sun. So one of them is not a pine tree. One of them is actually a pole, a light pole. But it comes on at night, but it actually gives power to the workshop right here. But when I got up, it had went completely out, and then it flickered back on, and then it came back. So the wind was really heavy yesterday. I mean, it was heavy. But now some cold weather is supposed to return. But it's okay. You know, like I was telling my mom, I'm like, okay, it is winter, you know. We still in winter, no matter how much I wanted to get spring. We're still in winter, but that just gives me also enough time to be able to get some more seeds started, some more leafy greens, and just, you know, try to prep for the spring. Because I'm telling y'all, if you're on here now, spring is going to be here before you know it. And then we're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's here. And we're going to be ready to get started. So again, I just wanted to just share with you all how I start my turmeric when I grow it. I'll make sure that I link it again. But this year, we're going to grow 3. We're going to the farmer's market right here. We went to the South Conference, so we got some of the Southern Seed Exposure Exchange. And go on their website too, y'all, if you don't have a farmer's market. I always say, if you can, try to look for, even in your local supermarket or wherever you're at, try to look for organic turmeric, because a lot of times they don't put those growth inhibitors on here just for storage purposes. Because a lot of times they'll grow turmeric, they'll grow garlic, they'll grow different things, but they put growth inhibitors on there to prevent them from sprouting so that they can last longer. So I always try to look for organic, and that's what I did with these right here. Is did the organic. And so we have the farmer's market. We have my own from what I harvested last year. And what I do every year now, this is how you also become kind of self-sustainable, is you pick out your best turmeric, or you pick out your best garlic. We're growing garlic, and you save that. And so you'll be able to use that again as what you call like the seed, or the, you know, the seed garlic or the seed turmeric. Because when we harvested the turmeric, you could see the original, what they call the mother plant. You could see that on there. She kind of shriveled up and dried, but she sent out new turmeric ones. And so we also have the Southern Seed Exposure. I really want to try the red Hawaiian one. I'll see, because I also want to, last year I didn't do it, but this year I have. So I have started moringa inside. If y'all are not sure about moringa, look that up. It's a great plant to grow, but I want to start more as well, because we harvest the leaves, and we also make our own capsules with the moringa as well. But I really like to use the turmeric in the turmeric and ginger shots, and I also like to make my own capsules with it. So y'all, I am going to go back in here. I am going to start a new, so y'all know every season I try something new. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna do a video about it. It's not gonna be long, because I really want to go ahead and get those soil blocks. But this is a new one. I was skeptical about it, but I was like, you know what? We're gonna try it, and we're gonna share with everyone. We're gonna share with y'all what we like, what we didn't like, how it sprouted. But it is a leafy green. I will tell you that. It's a leafy green, but make sure that you click that subscribe button. We should have that coming out later on this week. So I'm going to get that planted. And let me tell y'all the other thing that I'm going to get planted. And I should be ashamed of myself. So last year we grew what was called Big Cherry Husky tomatoes, the cherry tomatoes. Y'all, they were so good. And they went throughout the whole season. I finally got my hands on the seeds. It took a while. I finally got my hands on the seeds, but I'm going to plant those because if I don't grow any other tomato in the garden, those have got to be grown. Now, I have some other ones that I want to try, but I have got to grow those. They were so good. So if you've never grown Big Cherry Husky, it's the cherry tomatoes, but I think it's like a play off the Big Husky tomatoes. But definitely try to grow those. Let me know what you think. I just loved being able to pick them straight off the vine. And someone just put on one of my social media channels, there is no comparison. It's no comparison to store-bought versus homegrown. And I feel like that with everything that I grow, because a lot of things at the grocery store are grown so that they can ship and be able to last during the whole logistic process, like the whole 3,000 miles or, train, freight, airline. So they're shipping them so that they can be able to last once they get to your store. Not necessarily for the flavor, but when you grow your own and you are able to experience that flavor, it's really hard. Like, it's so hard for me right now to go and buy cherry and grape tomatoes from the store. But I like a salad, and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait. So I'm going to do that today as well. I do appreciate you all for just hanging out with me. Very impromptu, but sometimes when I start to do something, I just want to share it with you all so you can see the process that I'm doing, and maybe it'll encourage you. Like, if you haven't grown ginger and turmeric before, just try growing it. Grow it in a container. Go, it doesn't have to be hard. I started off the simple way. I'm one of those ones that's really inquisitive. And one day when I was shopping at the health food store, I said, let me just get some of this organic turmeric and just put it in a pot. And that was about 5 to 6 years ago. And ever since then, this is how I have been growing it. And the thing is, don't get me wrong, they do have what's called seed turmeric on the websites, and you got to get this. But I'm like, okay, let me just see. And so ever since then, this is what I have been doing, and I have been having great success with it. So I encourage you, it doesn't have to be turmeric or ginger, but just try something new and see how it goes and document it. Okay, y'all, so let me go ahead and get done. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. Have a great week, y'all. Bye.